What's going on, everybody? TG here, back with another video. And we have some big news. Novavax just released that they had a 96.4% effective in their phase 3 trial for the UK coronavirus. Obviously, this is huge. They are now in pole position for defeating corona in the UK. But I wanted to talk about some of these other vaccine stocks, especially Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and Astrazeneca. And if some of these are still good plays, because a lot of them, like Pfizer, is a big way off its highs from 42.56 down to about 34.5. That's a solid 15% drop. And a 20% drop from where it was. And nothing has really changed about the company. So I want to talk about that. Moderna is sitting at about 140. The highest that ever was about 185. So that's down about 25% from highs as well. So a lot of stuff going on with some of these vaccine stocks, and just breaking down which ones are some of the best. So obviously Novavax, they just come out with a big one. Market cap's up to, I don't know, with after hours included, probably about over 15 billion in market cap. This stock has just had an incredible run from $6 earlier this year to literally what it's at now. Just crazy. That 2,100%. I mean, this thing was $319 at one point and then dropped over 50%. So that's incredible. That's insane. Discord link in the description below if you guys want to join. We talk about some of these plays and before they happen. If you guys are interested, totally free. So if you want to, definitely go hop into that. Now, the good news about Novavax is they have a lot of stuff, not just a corona vaccine. They have a lot of these different drugs in their pipeline, and I think it's pretty solid. I think investing in some of these pharmaceutical type companies, vaccine development companies, can be very beneficial, as you guys can clearly see. They put out good results, bam, the stock goes up. I mean, this stock was just sitting in a weird channel for a while, literally from 2019, almost an entire year of just sitting flat, and then it finally had its pop and goes up 4,500%. So Novavax is pretty solid. That news is huge, and that's why the stock's up over 30% today. So another one is Pfizer. I actually used to be in Pfizer. I like Pfizer a lot. Pfizer has a really good pipeline of a ton of drugs. They're probably the biggest pharmaceutical company out there. $193 billion market cap. Pay a nice 4.5% dividend as well, so you're going to be getting paid every year on that. And the stock is off a lot from its highs. Obviously, I think 42.5 was a little excessive at the time, but the stock has fallen a great deal. I mean, and the stock has not done much in the past years, really. I mean, it was around $40-something before COVID happened, and obviously went down pretty hard after that. And, we just haven't seen much growth since then. Obviously, in 2018, 2019 was sitting at around $40. And then obviously COVID happened, it crashed, and it kind of hung around the mid-30s for a while, and then obviously reached up big, 41, and then kind of came crashing back down. So I like Pfizer. I think Pfizer's a solid pick. You're going to get a nice dividend. You have a big pipeline of drugs. They're continuing to buy other small companies out for their pipelines, and they're going to have a constant stream of income. If we go ahead and look at the earnings for Pfizer, because earnings are very important for that company, they are still making money. While it was a shaky quarter, last quarter was very shaky, obviously. They still brought in some money, good year-over-year growth. And then obviously, the quarter before doing over $2 billion in quarter, $3.4 billion. So they slowed down a little bit with everything that happened with Pfizer, Pfizer's vaccine. But overall, I say this is a solid company. They do a lot. $47.64 billion in revenue as of 2020. And I think they have more room to grow. I definitely think this company is going to be back in the 40s in the next year, so you're going to get good growth on that. You're also going to get a solid dividend. Now, obviously, there's Moderna. Moderna has probably had one of the most substantial run-ups that we've seen besides Novavax. A year ago today, the stock was sitting at 22, and now it is up 530% from them. Remember, they had the very, very effective corona vaccine. As you guys know, the two vaccines right now that people are getting in the U.S., you either have the Pfizer or the Moderna. Both super strong, both super great vaccines. And Pfizer's been reaping the benefits of it Moderna's been reaping the benefits of it while Pfizer really hasn't had that. They had that big pop initially, when the data came out and stock pumped big. But after that, nothing much. And I think because of it is the market cap. You have the market cap of 193 billion for Pfizer, market cap of only 56 billion for Moderna. But mRNA technology is solid. It is extremely solid in the way they do it and develop it. The technology used is incredible, and it's doing more than just corona vaccines. This company is the future of biotechs and vaccines, and the way they do that, modifying human cells, is just, it's incredible. I'm not a science guy, I'm no Bill Nye, but this stock is solid, or this company is solid, and I think the stock is a pretty safe bet to continue growing as they come out with more things that help more people. So obviously I like Moderna. It has gone up a substantial amount. I probably wouldn't buy at this price, but you can't deny the fact that the technology is sound. There's also Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson is another solid, giant company with a $420 billion market cap. Get a nice 2.5% dividend, and you're getting some decent growth. It's nothing special. It's nothing to scream about, but you're getting some decent growth. I mean, in the last year, the stock hasn't done too much, from 125 to 159. So, I mean, that's a pretty good growth for a big company that's also paying a dividend. They had a little bit of an issue with the whole asbestos in the baby powder when the stock went down. That was like 2 years ago. But overall, this company is solid. I really like Johnson & Johnson. They're making products that people use every single day. And that's just, that's what you need. Everything that they do, people are using every single day. And they're going to continue to use it. It's not like it's going away anywhere anytime soon. So Johnson & Johnson, you can't go wrong with that either. You're going to get a nice little bit of a dividend as well. And you're also going to get some decent growth. Obviously, they have a vaccine as well out, doing pretty well. And, but when you talk about these bigger companies, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, the vaccine play is not really that big because they're not making as much. They're making a good amount of money, but comparative to their market caps, it's a very, very small percentage, even a fractional percent of how much they're actually making is from that one particular vaccine. So don't think of it too much. The vaccine is not that big of a deal when it comes to stocks like Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. But for something like Moderna, whose market cap was super small, and they come out with something that's bringing in billions, okay, that's why their company goes up a substantial amount. Another one is Astrazeneca. This is that British pharmaceutical and biotech company. They had a big portfolio of different diseases like oncology, cardiovascular, different type of like infection vaccines, and their trial actually got stopped. If you guys remember, AstraZeneca was doing really good in the summer, and then they got their vaccine halted in the UK, and the stock's been pretty dead ever since. But another big company of $127 billion market cap. So obviously the stock is like in the middle of where it was. 52-week at about 65, 52-week low at about 36. So it's sitting right basically in the middle right now, maybe a little bit more towards the lower side. But this is also pretty solid. It's not my favorite. I'm going to be honest, it's not my favorite. If I had to pick one, I'm going to pick Pfizer number one. AstraZeneca would probably be last, honestly, just because of the fact that their trial got halted. But at the same time, you can also use these dips as buying opportunities. They are more than just a vaccine. We've said that. So you could see potential growth with these companies like AstraZeneca, but definitely have a smaller percent of your portfolio in it. But you're going to obviously get a little bit of a dividend, 2.88% a year. Those pharmaceuticals like to pay out dividends. And if you look at their earnings as well, because obviously earnings matter when you talk about a company that big. Pretty solid earnings, I'm not going to lie. That earnings last quarter was pretty solid. $1 billion in net income, 13% profit margins, and you got about a little bit of cash on hand. I would like to see that cash on hand increase a little bit more to about $10 billion for buyouts of smaller companies that they can use for their pipeline. But overall, still pretty solid. But let me know what your guys' favorite of these is. Because these companies are solid, and especially ones that have good growth on them and dividends. Like a lot of these have the dividends, a lot of them have growth. I think the best bang for your buck is Pfizer. That's just my opinion. I love Pfizer. I think it's amazing. And I'm definitely going to be entering a position pretty soon when I switch over my account to E-Trade. So, guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.